this project, I'm going to attempt to restore this little Victorian correction chair. Now, it's incredibly delicate because it's very worn in places and it's split at the joints a bit. And so I've recommended that it isn't used to sit on. But it belongs to a friend and it was her father's, so it has sentimental value. And so I'm going to give it a go and see if we can get it somewhere near its former beauty. So what is a correction chair? Back in 1768, a surgeon and anatomist called Sir Astley Paston Cooper designed these chairs for children for two reasons. And the first was for deportment. So the child would sit on this chair and the seat is incredibly narrow. We'll take a closer look in a little while, but really narrow. The legs are long, the back is very high and straight. So a child would have to balance on here and it would help his posture and apparently for good health. The second reason was punishment, and these were often found in nurseries, which would have been in private homes or in schoolrooms. So we can see why a punished child would sit here for long periods of time. And when we take a closer look, you'll see how worn this bar is. So this has been used quite a lot, and you kind of have mixed feelings with it really when you're restoring it. So let's take a closer look, and if we start at the bottom, you can see this bar is a little bit worn, but if I come up to the next one, it's completely smooth, and I think at this angle you can see here how it's almost worn it right through. So some poor little feet have been sitting on here an awful lot or for an awful long time. Now we come to the little seat. So if I put this little chair next to an ordinary dining chair, you can see how narrow it is. Now, obviously this is for a child, not for an adult, but even so, you'd have to sit pretty still and upright to keep on this chair. So the high back would keep your back straight and your head up straight, and you would not be able to wriggle and fidget or you would fall off. So you can see here how time and temperature has worn these. In fact, I think this is a new piece of wood that's been put in here at some point. And on the back here, we've got a piece that's completely chipped out, so I'm going to have to get that repaired. The back is also has some splits on it, and this bar came off, and we've had to repair it here, but I'll take you through that in the next step. So because there are some bits that are a bit tricky on here, like little bits of wood that have got to be filled in, and although it's pretty simple to fill a hole, it isn't if you've then got to drill into it and make sure it's strong enough, if I cane it, that the canes aren't going to pull against that. So I'm going to enlist help, and I thought it would be rather nice as a community of upholsterers and furniture restorers if we could maybe work on this project together. So if you want to offer me any advice, I'd be more than happy to receive it. I'd be really grateful. So we're going to try and fit it back together. I'm going to talk you next through how we restored this bit, and also the caning. I think I caned a chair a very, very long time ago. In fact, I can barely remember, but I have a feeling in the back of my head that I did. So any advice on caning would be very gratefully received. So the first thing I'm going to do is take you through a series of still photos so you can see how a carpenter friend, helped me put this back together and get it back on the chair. Because the chair's been in storage for a long time, you can see how changes in temperature have expanded the joints, and pressure across the back cross rest caused it to split, and then a slight knock broke it off. The first job was to drill into the back uprights with a small drill piece that matched the width of some wooden dowels. Next, we drilled into the corresponding positions on the back cross, which would then sit on the dowels. The dowel was first pushed into the upright bar with wood glue to hold it firmly in place and given a gentle tap with a wooden mallet. The broken back crossbar was glued and pushed firmly into position, and the bar then pushed into place on the dowels, again with another little gentle tap. The back bar was rechecked to get it into the best possible position and then held firmly in place with some small clamps. Clamps come in all sizes and can be found in hardware stores, on Amazon, or I often check out car boot sales, and that's generally where I find most of my tools. So finally, and here's a community question, what would you do next? Should I do the repairs on the chair, or should I clean the wood up so that I can polish or finish it as the customer wants? The weather's really bad over the next couple of weeks, looks like a lot of rain, so I'm kind of inclined to do the repairs because I like to do any stripping down or whatever outside. So if you'd like to catch up on my other videos on furnishing and re-upholstery, please like, subscribe and hit the bell to see part 2 on what I do next on this little chair. Thanks for watching and good luck with your projects.